We're back. Haha! With a brand new interview with a band called Melenas from Pamplona, Spain.
They just came out with an album, I think yesterday. It's called Diez Herreros. And whether I can pronounce it or not, it's a great album. We got a super secret link sent to us before the general public could see it or hear it. And we enjoyed it just in our luxurious cars and our houses and our backyards and our front porches. And we loved it. It exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, it's super good. Like, it's a really good record. I was listening to it and I was like, man, this is just exceeding my expectations. I thought it was really good. So definitely check it out. It's perfect for just hypothetical scenario here. You're driving and you're like, and you're going to Costco and you're just, I'm going to play this record. And then you get to Costco and you're like, oh no, I left my mask at home. I don't have anything to cover my face with. They started saying that you have to wear a mask in Costco. So you hit the U-turn and you go back to where you live and you get the mask and you come back into your car. And depending on where you live in relation to the nearest Costco, you will probably be able to listen to the whole record and thoroughly enjoy that. So that's what I would recommend that.
Absolutely. I've been listening to it on repeat spin. So without further ado, we're going to get to the sponsors. Our first sponsor is Waterloo Records. Shelby, take it away.
Waterloo Records has been around since WWE superstar Stone Cold Steve Austin erected this great city in 1845. The question now is, which has aged better? The iconic brick-and-mortar record establishment or the notorious bad boy himself? I'm here to say I believe it's Waterloo Records.
Yeah, it's 2020, and Waterloo is with the times, with like what the kids would say. And they have the app, the application for your phone, and WaterlooRecords.com, where you can order vinyls, cassettes, things of that nature on the line. I just today got a record in the mail, and unboxing it was one of the greatest joys of my week, for sure. So order a vinyl, get that 10% off saying Couch Radio when you check out.
You know where else you can get 10% off with Couch Radio special code at checkout? Monkey Nest Coffee.
Monkey Nest Coffee. I really miss sitting inside Monkey Nest Coffee, and it's probably one of the first places I'm going to go to when quarantine season's over. But you can still get that curbside. You can still get it online. You just still say the same thing.
Couch Radio.
Couch Radio. 10% off. Last but not least, firstnamesmusic.com is our website for our music, podcasts, videos. All the links to our socials are at the top at First Names Music. We're on the Spotify. We got it all. So check it out at your leisure. It's great to have you guys here. This is Melenas, and did I pronounce it right? Melenas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome. So do you guys want to go around and just say your names so the listeners can kind of match a voice to a name?
Okay. Okay, I'm Oyana. I play guitar, keyboard, and I sing. I'm Leila. And I play bass and I sing chorus.
Nice.
Right on.
I'm Laura and I play the drums.
Oh, okay, cool.
And Maria is not here right now. Maria keyboards.
Right, Maria's napping.
Yeah. Yeah, we think so. Probably.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about how the band started, how you guys met. Have you guys known each other a long time?
Well, we are all from Pamplona. Well, well, Leila is not from Pamplona, but she lives here. And Pamplona is a small city, and we have met each other in the bars since, I don't know, forever. But we actually get to know each other a little bit better when we started going to Nebula. Nebula is like the rock and roll bar here in Pamplona, and where everything is going on. As we were explaining you later, we have met here people from Austin, bands as Holy Wave, and some other bands from all over the world. And we started meeting there, going to shows. And after that, one day, we thought that we wanted to try ourselves. Yeah, not something like that. Yeah.
That's rad. When you guys first started and you had some like similar music interests already, did you guys start like covering songs that you already enjoyed, or were you like, let's just start making our own stuff because we want to be our own thing? You know, was it just like songwriting from the beginning?
Well, we started because I composed some songs. I started playing guitar because a friend of mine gave me his guitar, and I started messing around. I used to play violin before, so that's why I could play a little bit. And I started composing, and when I had some songs is when I told them, like, I have these songs, and Maria was like, let's try them. And that's how we started.
Yeah, it's a curious thing that we never made a cover yet.
Yeah. In fact, we have never made a cover. It's like difficult for us because Oyana always brings songs, and it's like the priority are the songs. And we always say, hey, we should be a cover of this or that, but it never happens. We don't have time for covers.
Yes.
Someday.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do, to figure out how to manage your time as a band, like, and especially now in a situation where, you know, the world isn't necessarily allowed to go out and interact with each other. What have you guys been doing to, I guess, supplement that, like during the pandemic here?
Well, for us, we are gonna release a record the 8th of May. So it's been a time that we have been working a lot on promoting, and we have made a video here at home because we should have recorded it outside, but we couldn't, and so we decided that we had to do it like that. So we've been very busy doing that, doing interviews, and well,
writing texts about the songs, and thinking about merchandising and things like that, because you can practice and nothing. So I don't know, thinking in other ways to get the people, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also have our own euros, each of us. So
yeah,
it's good to have a little bit of time to answer the interviews and so after work, you know. So as we can go out, then we do that.
Yeah. I loved your guys' just everything you're putting out right now, and I liked your impromptu video, like where you guys had to stay inside and edit all that together. Was that in place of like another idea? Like, did you guys already have an idea for that song's video, and then you're like, well, we can't do that anymore, so then you created this one for the quarantine?
We didn't have an idea yet, no, I think, but we had to think it with that starting point. Mm-hmm. But the real thing is that the song talks about being in your bedroom, which is cool because it is related.
Yeah, it fixed.
Yes, it's very related. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the idea was, remember, we wanted to do like a video of us being scientists
or workers or something, because
something
like the reason
different. Yeah. But you know, with the situation, it was like, okay, let's do what we can.
Yeah, at this time your album Diaz, I'm probably gonna butcher this, but Rayados. Yeah.
We have to record people saying it. I know it. Can you say it again so I record it?
I'm always embarrassing myself. but it translates to Strange Days. And does that kind of take on a whole different meaning like right now? Or I mean, people might interpret it that. Yeah, but was your... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, I mean, I think the people maybe think that it's the title that we have put now, but it was before then this came, this pandemic situation.
Yeah,
it's crazy now. Yeah, the meaning has changed now.
Right. What was go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, in fact, it has the same meaning, but now it looks like it's related to the pandemic, and it's not. The thing is that a strange day. We were thinking about some days that you feel that you don't fit very well in your world, like your inside world is not very well in relation with the outside world, with the reality or something. Those days are like a strange day when you feel that you don't fit. It's a kind of, no?
Yeah, you feel more inside than outside, you know? Yeah. Like inside yourself or inside your bedroom. It's like more interior world. The rest of the people and the rest of the world is like far of that, no? Something like that. And something that you are inside. And suddenly, yeah, the meaning is like everybody now is inside.
Yes.
Houses but the meaning was like you are inside and the rest goes normally. No? Something like that.
Yes, and a lot of songs of the album talk about this, talk about when you're living in your dreams or in your souvenirs or in your hopes, in your memories, in your expectations, but not in the present. And yes.
In your mind.
In your mind. Dreaming all the time.
Yeah.
That's our side.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. And shoot, especially now. Did you guys have a bunch of I know everything's changed with like touring and stuff, but you guys were releasing a record. Did you have tour stuff planned that you had to like change up?
Yeah, we have several dates in Spain and in some festivals, and some also abroad. But yeah, no.
Yeah, we are waiting. Like we don't know yet if some of them are cancelled or they are moving. We are kind of waiting right now, no?
Yeah. And it seems that they are already thinking about different possibilities to make this possible, and playing for less people, maybe playing twice in the same venue to have more people seeing you once you are there in a city. So for us, right now, just having the possibility of playing and getting energy back after all this work and waiting for the record release is
Yeah, it's what we want. It's very hard when you have recorded an album and when you have done all this work. If you don't get this back, and the way of getting this back is by playing. So it's very hard not to play, and we hope we only want this. So.
Yeah, your expectation, no? While you are recording and everything, you are like projecting the summer in your mind, like wow. Playing the new songs and traveling and everything, and suddenly the expectations they are not.
But now maybe there's some hope. I think we will be able to play. We don't know how, but we will be able to play, and that's very important. I'm very very happy.
Yeah, personally, I think it's just. The anticipation is just going to keep growing. So, I mean, people are going to fall in love with these songs when you release them. And then just as long as they have to wait to see you perform them live, I think it's, even if it's next year, they're still going to be like, oh, I love this album. I can't wait until we get to see them live. And so,
hopefully, fingers crossed.
I don't think they'll forget about it.
There is always this feeling, you know, like you think,
Yeah.
I don't know, other bands will come and they will release other albums and maybe they forget about this one.
Yes, yes.
Right now.
Yeah, I understand that fear.
Yeah, because it's the way that the industry and everything goes, no? Like new album, new tour, it's like everything goes fast. So you feel right now like, what will happen with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We don't want to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We were thinking about postponing the release at some point, but as we didn't know how everything was gonna be like, you know, everything is so uncertain that you say, okay, I'm gonna wait for a month or 2 months, but you don't really know how is it gonna be like in 2 months. So we said, okay, that's what we wanna do. We've been waiting so much, and this is what makes us happy right now. So let's do it.
Yes, and also it happens that we thought that it's a great time to listen to music right now. So it's fine.
Yeah, we were just talking yesterday about like the subjectivity of songs and like, you know, your original intention for these songs and like what they mean, and then versus like what someone else who you don't know and what the song could mean to them. And I don't know, I think your interpretation of Strange Days, I think the mood of your 3 singles really fit that. I think, I don't know, I think for someone maybe going through anything emotional right now, just the vibe of those songs, like obviously I don't know what the lyrics mean, but just when I'm listening to it, I love driving to it. It makes me feel a certain way and it moves me. But, you know, so like that's cool. It's just cool that I can connect with it on a level that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's what a band wants, no?
Yes.
To move something.
Yeah.
It's like our deepest wish is what we want to express and communicate with other people, and that other people make sense with this that we are expressing. So what you say is like
Here. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's true.
Everything seems like all like the singles and then the artwork and stuff. It all seems like really cohesive. How involved are you guys in like creating like the art around it and like, you know, deciding on like vinyl color and stuff like that? I mean, are you guys really particular about that, or do you have some people that you trust to just do it, or how does that work?
Well, we are all connected to the creative world in other forms too. I'm a graphic designer. Laurie works in a contemporary art museum. Leire also rehabs furniture and makes designs lamps and makes interior design. And Maria studies dramatic art. So somehow we all have our own universe and have clear ideas of what we like and how we like things to be.
Yeah, we have our ideas so clear, no what we want, but maybe you say to your friend, I don't know, design my cover, and it's difficult, no? He to get the same as we have in our minds, no? We are a little bit of, how is it, excelentes or?
demanding.
No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we know what we want to project in the videos or in the the covers, or we are part of it. I mean,
Yes,
And this specific cover, it was in a photo session that Danny from our record labels, he's a photographer too, and he took us some Polaroids, and we saw this one, and we loved it from the first moment, because we are there, the 4 of us, but we are somehow in our own world, even though we are all together. And there was also this other Polaroid with these buildings, and no one is outside. You can see the buildings, and you can imagine the life inside of them, and there are no people outside. And we really like that combo for the concept.
yes, with the title of Strange Days too, was like, it was perfect for that.
Yeah, it works really well.
Thank you.
What creative approaches or like to to songwriting or to production was different between your newest record and your first Melenas record?
Well, at first, I think we didn't even know what we were doing. We started recording like 3 months after the rehearsals started, and I think we had played 1 or 2 shows. So some of the parts were not written, like some instruments were not composed yet, and we went there like with a friend of ours and investigated a little bit too. I think our sound somehow came from that recording too. And for this one, we've been working on the production before. We've been working on all the parts before we knew how it was gonna be like when we went to record. We changed the studio. We made some demos before to see how it was gonna sound like. And I think it's that.
Yeah.
Mostly. And we have played 100 shows between one and the other one, so I guess somehow we have learned how to play the instruments a little bit better too.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, it helps.
Did you find yourself? Go ahead.
We also learned how to use the metronome.
It was very important, especially for me. Before I wasn't able to record with metronome. It was like something that made me very, very nervous. And now we practiced with it, and it was very helpful. Yes.
That's nice. Yeah, we play in a band, and we don't use a metronome. we kind of wrote that off, so we still have that to learn.
You guys play in the same band?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How is it?
What's the name?
First names.
There's the band.
First names.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll send you a link. Yeah.
We were just gonna call it Josh and Shelby, but that was taken. So.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's really interesting that you guys are all in you kind of all work in separate creative fields, and then you play in a band too. I don't know, that's just really cool. It seems like it seems almost like the more we talk to people that the type of people who end up being in bands and really pursuing that kind of just have this artistic drive to just get stuff out and be around that world. I mean, is that true for you guys? Do you guys all feel like you have just some artistic need to create?
Yeah, for me it's completely. And related to music, I think it's a little bit more of a wilder way to do it.
Right.
Because then you go out and you take energy out from you, and I need that.
You lose energy sometimes too.
Yeah, both of them, of course.
Yes. But yes, it's important thing for us.
Did you? I'm just curious, as a band that you guys said you just started practicing, and then all of a sudden you were recording your first album. Did you go about that in a way where you recorded it yourselves and then you marketed it to labels, or were you already friends with people that were in labels and you already kind of had a plan for getting it out there, and so it wasn't just a whole album sitting in the closet?
We had the thing is that we had friends with labels, and also yes, we are related with we have friends who plays in another bands. We are related with this kind of people, and in fact, for the first album, they came to us, no?
Yeah. Even Danny, that we didn't know him, was the one that wasn't our friend. Barcelona, he was curious to know what we were doing.
All started with you, Lauri, sending the songs to Alex. Alex is a friend of ours that has a venue in San Sebastian, the biggest venue over there, and he posted on Twitter, "I'm listening to the next girl band thing," something like that. And then this guy from other record label, he was like, "Okay, I want to know more about this." And Danny knew me, and
wanted to us, and yes.
We're 3 different labels, small labels in different places of Spain. So we thought that could be great that have a different, like a family in different places in Spain, and that could help to us too. Like, you know?
Yeah, money wise is less money for the little record labels, and for us it's a bigger distribution.
Yeah. And for us, sounded like perfect, and it was great.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's great. Everyone we talk to has like a slightly or very different story. So it's just kind of cool to see how you guys, kind of got some success like that. And then lastly, I was just going to talk to you about your videos. How do you guys come up with like the direction for your videos? Because you have like a pretty eclectic playlist on YouTube of just different styles of videos. So I was going to just see who kind of takes the reins on that, or if you guys take turns.
We've been learning little by little. It's difficult. Now for the latest videos, the first one, it was the decision was taken. Like, we want Ike, our friend, the director of the video, to make a video for us because
She's talking about 3 segundos video.
exactly, yeah. Because he has these crazy ideas that we love, and we wanted to be part of them. And we were like, come on, Ike, make a video for us. And it took a while, but then we achieved it. And yeah, I don't know if you have seen it, but it's this crazy video that we recorded in 5 or 6 hours with different costumes and a chroma. And then he made this whole post-production thing, putting us in the Beastie Boys video and in some other scenes. It's very fun.
Yeah, it's you guys. I mean, there's just a wide variety of different takes, and it looks like it was shot with different cameras, different directors. So it just like just curious.
Yes, and also in this, we usually trust in friends or in people that we know, and we used to have, for example, in the No Puedo Pensar video, we have the idea that we wanted to make it in a theme park, in an amusement park that is in Donosti, a town an hour ago from Pamplona, and it's like a very old amusement park, like very, very old. And we wanted to be there, and we wanted to that it was filmed in Super 8.
Mm-hmm.
Super 8. So we contact with people that we know that they use Super 8. So for the videos, lately we have like an idea of what we want and which one can make it, no?
And it's a song too, I know, because No Puedo Pensar is like a little bit of nostalgic. Mm-hmm. We thought that the Super 8 and this old amusement park fits with the song, like with like a memory. It's a place where we used to go when we were childs, and I don't know, like with the song and the lyrics, like
yes, it fit.
Yeah. Cool. And then the last one was because the COVID.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get to this. I wanted to ask real quick about I've been through Pamplona before, but only for like a day, and I'm curious what like the music, the DIY music scene is, and like what are the venues like, and I guess just for anybody who doesn't know, like is there a big rock scene there, like?
Yes, in fact it is. It's a small town, but there's an amazing musical scene. And one of the things is that a lot of bands are connected, and a lot of bands share members. For example, I play in Melenas and in another band, and this is very usual in Pamplona. And Pamplona has a relevant music scene since the 80s or so. but in the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, it became even more important, and it's also related with the existence of this bar, the Nebula, which brings a lot of bands from outside, and it's like a meeting point also for the bands from Pamplona, and it's like the place where this scene, gets reunited or together.
Yeah, I think it's also like this because Pamplona is kind of in a strategic point because it's like connecting Spain with France. So people that are touring, they cross from and they stop in Pamplona and they play for 30, 40 people. That is us and our friends. And we have seen people from all over the world that they are playing in a super big venue the next day in Barcelona.
Yes.
So it's kind of a privilege. And we spend the days with them. Pedrito, the owner of the bar, takes them to have dinner to the best restaurant in the city, and then we hang out in another bar and we play in a jam session. So we live with them for a day or 2 days, and this is amazing.
Yeah. You know the band Zebrahand from Seattle?
No, I don't know them. Yeah.
Because they call Nebula the center of the universe.
Oh wow.
Every time they come, they say we're going to the center of the universe. They love it.
That's really interesting. Like I feel like, Austin's kind of like that too, because it's in between two major cities in Texas, and so when bands like they kind of stop, but there's also smaller venues here. It's like a smaller city than like Houston or Dallas, so you get kind of like but it's also kind of like a crazy music obsessed town. So like you get these smaller venues, but they're always selling out, and it seems like it's kind of similar with you guys. That's really interesting that you'd have that does sound like a privilege to be able to see all those bands and interact with them, smaller venues.
The thing is, like in Pamplona, we can't call Pamplona a town obsessed with music because we are very little people who is in this kind of stuff. We are like the weirdos of the town.
Gotcha.
Yes. It's not something very general, I think. It's like something like an underground thing, and we are a small group of people, I think. No?
Yes, completely.
Yeah, it's not like Austin, like everybody knows.
No, it's not the same thing.
Gotcha.
No, but it's normal here in Spain. Every town has their different kind of people. I don't know, people who loves the trap or loves hip hop or loves.
Yes, but in Spain there are like different scenes, and it depends on the city and on the neighborhood and on a lot of things. Well,
but here we are a few people that loves this the scene, the music, and that. But almost all people is musician. That people goes to the shows. Everybody plays something
in bands. Yes.
Yeah. So how many bands? But all the bands that are in the bar.
Yes.
Wow, that's really cool.
When we get bored, we mix people from bands and create new stuff because we are a lot of people, so we have to improvise things to have fun.
That's interesting. We were talking to someone from Australia, and they were talking about how they're from Melbourne, and that it's kind of the same similar situation. Like there's like a bunch of different groups, but it's really just different. It's the same people, just all doing different projects. So it sounds like it's kind of the same deal.
We all share the practice room too, so imagine.
Yes.
So fucking ghetto.
Well, shoot! Thanks again for doing this, guys. It's really cool, and we're really stoked on your new record. So,
Thank you so much. It was very nice.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you. Yes.
Maria says hi.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys come out to Austin sometime soon, and we'll get to.
Yeah, we'd like to see you this time.
Yeah, I think we will at some point. No?
Yeah.
And you
Awesome.
have to come to Pamplona, no?
Yeah, we got to come to the center of the Earth, the nebula. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
You're
We'd
gonna
love that.
love it.
Right on. Well, thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
There's nothing to do. We're inside the living room. I've been here practicing for days.
Red Rose.